For more reaction, let's bring in former New York Lieutenant Governor and Newsmax contributor Betsy McCaughey. And let's welcome back New York Times bestselling author Ellis Hennigan. Ellis, I'm going to start with you. What do you make of this mayoral race? I mean, I think it's a microcosm right now of the Democratic Party not knowing exactly who they are or what direction they want to go in.
Oh, well, I think, Kelly, that's what elections are for, to make exactly that decision. It's been a fascinating race. I mean, there's a generational aspect of it. You're right. It's Andrew Cuomo, we're representing an earlier generation. Mamdani, a younger, more left-leaning, progressive voice with a lot of a lot of white voters, a lot of educated voters, younger voters. And I don't think anybody really knows how it's going to turn out. The ranked voting throws another curveball into it because people get to second, third, fourth, and fifth choices as well in their ballots. But listen, it reminds you that we live in a big country. There are a lot of different opinions. And to win in New York, you got to be pretty tough.
You know, Betsy, when I see something like this, I'm always reminded of a sixth grade class president, we should have free pizza every Friday. Yes. And we're going to have recess 3 hours a day. Yes. So he's proposing that the city-run grocery stores in town, that the bus be completely free, all kinds of things. And I just wanted to get an insight from you. What would New York City look like if somebody like Mamdani actually won?
It's going to be a slum very quickly. Unfortunately, Mamdani's recipe for governance is to spend other people's money until he runs out of money. But the people in New York who make a living, who run businesses, will exit the city very quickly. His notion that New York City can afford free buses, free child care, government-run grocery stores, that was tried in Cuba, it was tried in Poland, it was tried in Czechoslovakia, and you can see the results. It didn't work. Socialism doesn't work. But it will teach New Yorkers a very important lesson, because the mayor of New York doesn't have that much power, actually. And the fact is that if New York City chooses to elect someone as reckless, as untested, and as ignorant as Zohrab Mamdani, they better elect a conservative Republican governor next year to get them out of trouble.
Ellis, you know, Emerson polling there was a sharp difference between the college-educated and the blue-collar workers in this poll. Mamdani won the college-educated workers, 4 years or more of education, by 30 points over Cuomo. But Cuomo was winning the blue-collar voters without, the higher education by 30 points. Where do you think this ends up? Cuomo was the governor of New York State. Obviously, he's tracking better among blue-collar voters, but who's going to turn out in New York City? Is it these, elites on the East Coast?
It's so interesting is in those numbers. It turns out the more educated you are, the more progressive you are. Maybe there's a message in there, folks. Maybe we should think about that just a little bit. The more you know, the more progressive you get. Listen, Betsy echoes this. I mean, as long as I've been in New York, which is more than 30 years, people have been saying, oh, the city is going to hell. It's going to be terrible. Everybody's going to move out. It's going to be a slum. You know what? There is no city in America that more people don't choose to live in. We pay high rents to be here. The competition is tough, Betsy. It's not for everybody. But those of us who love it and live here understand we have a progressive outlook. It's a diverse place. It's tough, but it ain't going to hell anytime soon. I promise you that.
Well, let me correct you, because I lived in New York since 1970, and New York thrived under Republican governors, Giuliani and Bloomberg. And unfortunately, in recent years, thousands and thousands of financial institutions, hundreds of thousands of residents have left New York because of poor governance, rising crime rates, poor quality of life. We can turn it around. And as I said, if New York City residents choose Zohrab Mamdani, fortunately, under the New York State Constitution, the mayor has very limited powers. The next governor can actually remove the mayor of New York City.
All right. Betsy McCaughey, Ellis Hennigan, thank you both for joining us today.
Good to see you guys. Nice to be with you.
I feel